The Target Series heads to the just over 1 mile oval in Rockingham, North Carolina. This is the Rock, the Toyota 300, our 8th chase race of the Target Series, season number 7. Max Anderson, the points leader, has claimed the pole position for this race. It's a big pole position for him, starting ahead of many of these chases that he needs to finish ahead of. Jonathan Beefer in the 66 will be to his outside. They have Ryan Breimer in 3rd, George Cooper in 4th, and rounding out the top 5 is Anthony Hernandez. Then we have Riley Sprague in 6th. 7th place is Jay Jefferson, last season's champion Adam McDowell's 8th. He's also in the middle of this points battle coming into this race. In 9th, we have Greg Lee, and Jacob Davidson holds the final spot inside the top 10. Looking at the rest of the field, Alexander Rowe, and to his outside is Roman Fenway. Then we have Levi Shones with Jennifer Buford. Then there's Danny Lloyd and Trey Rainey, along with William Bolin and Justin Heath. Then we have Mathis Wells and Luke Rainey, Jim Gambit with Mitchell Collins. Then there's Eli Bright and Michael Canto, along with Sebastian Kukulon with Marshall Burrow. Then there's John Gambit and Jake Galloway, Blake Petrus with Derek Hamill. Then we have Oliver Galloway and Josephine O'Neill, Greg Torres with James DeCurligan. Then there's Evan Hunter and Paul Taylor, Ryan Taylor with Jason Larker, Vincent Charlebois and Code Luigi. And then the final one's landlines, to his outside is the 3 of Jeff Bright. So there's our 42-car field for the Toyota 300 here at the Rockingham Speedway. Let's get going with our starting command.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the engines firing up here at the Rockingham Speedway as we get ready to do battle around the Rock. Just over a mile in length. And 42 cars rolling off the starting grid, and it is our points leader, Max Anderson, who will lead us to the green flag. So as we mentioned, Max Anderson is the points leader. Coming into this race, only 2 points out of Adam McDowell and 4 points out of Ryan Taylor, along with 9 points out of Michael Canto. Those front four right now distance themselves. 12 points back is William Bolin. He's right now 5th in points. So we'll see if anyone can try and close in on the front four in points, or can Max Anderson extend the points lead with a pole position start at Rockingham. We're about to find out. The Toyota 300 underway here at Rockingham. A few drivers did get up into the wall through 1 2, but we kept it green. Breimer to the inside steals Max Anderson's lap, led the 49 to the lead. Now the 98 up top, the 1 2 is inside. Hernandez will grab second away down the backstretch. Look at McDowell down Thunder Alley, already getting on the 98. Remember, McDowell started on the outside, gets down to the inside easily, and dive bombs underneath the 98 to grab third. And the 16 car now gains a point in the 98, and Max Anderson is falling back at the outside. Nowhere in line is there a hole. Yeah, he has a long ways to go if he wants to get down line. He's got to do that faster rather than later. Luckily for him, these are non-chasers going around him. The next chaser he has to worry about is the 07 Rowan Fenway, who's back there, and they're 3 wide further back. The 99, look at the 20 all the way up against the wall. Really slowing for Riley Sprague. We start inside the top 10. Now quickly falling back, and the 28 on the outside lane. Not the place to be here at Rockingham. You definitely want to be on the inside. However, when the tires start wearing down, you might want to be on that outside just a little bit more. Fenway gets by Max Anderson. That's a point for the 07, a point loss for the 98, and Max Anderson will now not be in control of the points lead. Around goes Danny Lloyd to the inside wall with Jason Larker. Do we see the caution? We stay green. 2 cars in a heap down the backstretch. Now they're wrecking at 3 and 4, and that will definitely bring out the caution flag. Big wreck, yellow out. Robert the 49 is our racer. Did they race back to the caution? And they did. So it's Breimer the 49 out front. Second place, Adam McDowell will now be tied for the points with Max Anderson. But what this caution does is saves that 98. Max Anderson stuck on the outside, falling back. He luckily did not lose his spot to William Bolin. He was going to fall back to outside the top 15, possibly outside the top 20. Now he gets a reset button to try and get back in contention. But the caution is that we saw a big crash in 3 and 4, and then the crash off turn 2. So first let's see if I'm down the backstretch with Danny Lloyd and Jason Larker. Then we'll see the crash in 3 and 4. So Breimer leads us back. Let's see what happened. Danny Lloyd wanted to go around to the backstretch. Jason Larker also involved. We saw the troubles Riley Sprague was having. It got worse here as he got into the wall through 1 2, scraping it. And as we've seen many times here, they get into the wall, they come off the wall. A car's to their inside, they hit. Around goes the 21 on the 04. However, they're off the track, so they don't throw a caution for this. Lloyd and Larker hit hard. But then I believe the 7 to Greg Torres maybe trying to merge back up into the field and maybe gets hit. So the 7 down the apron comes up. Sprague to the 28. Looks like they miss it. So all happened behind Jim Gambit and John Gambit with O'Neill and Collins. Also, the 87 got down the apron. came up and got O'Neal, who got into Jim Gamet, then Mitchell Collins. Luke Gray comes in nowhere to go. Landlines does miss it. There's Hunter, there's Anthony Charles, all getting collected. They're all in a heap in 3 and 4. And then Lloyd is coming around with Jason Larker. And with the 21 is going to hit right there, the 32, which is going to put the 21 out of commission. So a wild crash there. The yellow wouldn't have come out, but then they crashed in 3 or 4. The yellow flag had to be displayed. There's debris all over the racetrack, cars sitting everywhere. And it's Ryan Brown in the 49 who stole the lead from Max Harrison at lap 1. The 49 has led every lap so far. He's out front for the restart in the Toyota 300 here at Rockingham. Coming back green this time on lap number 9, the number 49 out front of Ryan Brown. Behind him in second is the driver fighting for the points lead, Adam McDowell. Danny Lloyd, the only car out from that crash. 41 cars on the racetrack and on the lead lap. Last of them is Jim Gamet, the 40. So as I mentioned, Ryan Brown with 49 out front for the restart. Adam McDowell, the one by him in second. Then George Cooper third, Alexander fourth, Anthony Hernandez fifth, with Levi Shones, Greg Lee, Roman Fenway, Jay Jefferson, Jacob Davidson rounding out the top 10 right now in the 98-hour points. They're currently scoring the 12th position, but looking to the inside race at 20. Back green here at Rockingham. Cars are jumping to the outside. The one of Anthony Hernandez, the first to do so. Goes up the racetrack. Going to drop back many positions. The 49 gets away. Cars in the wall through 1 and 2. Trying to tell who that is. Looks like it may be the 11. Or, excuse me, the 10 Oliver Galway makes contact with Michael Campbell. They save their cars. We stay green. Up the racetrack for the 49, way up against the wall. The 16, the Adam McDowell coming low. George Cooper behind him in the 38, giving them the shove down the front stretch. Now Cooper looks to the inside for a second to turn 1. Cooper tight down low. Trying to get the round on exit, but the 16 powers up the top side. Gonna get back clear for a second. McDowell back to second. And trying to close down the 49 of Reimer, and they dive to turn 3. 38, once again using the lower lane, the 16 up the racetrack with the 49 by about half a car length lower. Now for fourth, Levi Shones inside Alexander Rowe down the front stretch. They race door to turn 1. Shones using that inside lane, gonna grab the 4th position for the lead. McDowell inside Brommer, gets a little tight down low, the 49 powers off the top to get back by. But McDowell's there with the faster car to turn 3. A little bit lower, great run through 3 and 4, back in the gas sooner. Gets to the quarter panel, the 49 gets right side drifting back to him. Side by side for the lead. McDowell inside Brommer to turn 1. 16 the position down low. Adam McDowell, last season's champion, looking for back-to-back championships. Out front now here at Rockingham. Cooper through to second. 38 coming forward. Gets by Ryan Brommer, who's led all this race. Shones is clear in 4th. Hernandez 5th. Greg Lee comes to his inside. Jay Jefferson behind the line. Jacob Davidson, the 09 still fading back. Contact. 98 Max Harrison at the racetrack. Now he's falling back. Points leader made up so much ground. He got by the 88. He got around the 07. Now he's going to lose those positions. And now he's middle of 3 wide. In the wall for Alexander Rowe. Harrison trying to get through the middle. The 88 had to check up. Harrison does get down in line. Great job for the 98 to get in line and not lose many positions. And now at the front, it's the 16 being chased by the 38 with Ryan Brommer falling off in 3rd. Shones in 4th trying to hold off Greg Lee and Jay Jefferson as they come forward. And 3 wide. Wells up against the wall with the 89 in the middle. He left right, the 88 coming forward. He wants to get by the 98 along with the 81 of William Bullen. Bullen is in this championship battle if everything goes right for him. Right now, the 98 being inside the top 10. That's not right for him. He needs that 98 to be shuffled badly. And the 88 might do it here. Eli, great run through 3 and 4. Puts 98 to the middle lane. Harrison very loose off the corner. Loses a ton of speed. 81 to the inside now with the 07 behind him. Harrison continuing to drop back. The 81 gets by. And the 07 trying to do the same. Fenway will get by. Harrison fading back on the outside. Fighting back on the outside. Look at Cole Luigi and Greg Torres coming forward inside the top 20. They're 19th to 20th. And they start towards the back of the field. Can they get up here and get in a position where they can gain points on our points leader, Max Harrison? McDowell's just been passed. George Cooper out front now here at Rockingham as he is our 3rd leader of the race. We do have lap traffic coming ahead. The 40 and the 22 are very slow. How will that play an impact on how this race plays out? Up the racetrack for the 16 McDowell. 49 follows him up the racetrack. 38 lower than both of them, pulls away as they come off turn 4. Shones in 4th in a battle with the 12 of Greg Lee. That's 4th and 5th, side by side to turn 1. Lee, the inside of the 27. He'll grab the position down the back stretch. So Greg Lee is through to 4th. Shones back to 5th, and now Jay Jefferson for 5th. And the 05 drives down to the bottom of the racetrack. Jefferson grabs 5th, 4th second now. Brommer gets the inside of Adam McDowell down the front stretch. They race side by side to the start-finish line. Brommer gets this 2nd. And now has the test to run down George Cooper in the 38 to hit turn 1. Brommer can slap 16 way up the track. McDowell almost in the wall off turn 2. Great corner there though. He gets the run down the stretch. Oh, contact Trey Rainey sideways with James Kerrigan. They save their cars. Now Brommer using a lower lane than 38 of George Cooper. The lap traffic is ahead. 38 pulls a gap down the front stretch. As Brommer falling back in second. And McDowell third. Where has Max Anderson, the 98, fallen to? Way back. He's just falling behind the 33 and the 7. Max Anderson in danger of falling outside the top 20. He started on pole, remember. It looked like it was going to be his points lead to lose at this point, but now he's definitely going to lose it. Behind the 23 of Brian Taylor now. And he's still fading. That 98, I don't know if he wore the tires off or what, but something is wrong. Max Anderson's outside the top 20 now, back to 22nd, and he has a damage number 10 of Oliver Galloway, who's damaged on both sides. The 10 is gaining. So that 98 is obviously not right. Something is wrong. Michael Cancel's closing in the 24. That would be another point. Look at the 70 falling back, 62 to the middle. The 09 down low, 23. Cole Luigi's doing a great job with the progress, Mike. Question is, with 25 to go, has he worn the tires off of it? Luigi is top 15. That car obviously better on the longer hauls. Him with the 7. They're coming forward, but will they have the tires left at the end? They have caught the lap traffic. Ryan Brommer and George Cooper's gotten around it. Look at this mess that these drivers are in. Brommer got caught. McDowell's going to get back to second. Greg Lee to third. Now Brommer jumps down line front. Jacob Davidson's found his way inside the top 5. The 99 car looking for his first Target Series victory. They come down the backstretch. 38 going to get by another lap car. I think that's the 32 Vantage. Charles Bois. Easily the 38 gets around. Charles Bois now has second and third coming. And McDowell, Greg Lee. What McDowell needs to know here is that this race victory, as much as he's going to want it, as much as he wants that trophy, the big picture is the points lead. The 16 running in second doesn't have chasers around him. So he can lay easy here. If he has to give up a position or two, do it as long as it's not a point that you're going to lose. And McDowell right now, he's in a good position to take over this point. So with the 98 falling back and sending these other drivers back further, McDowell says, no, take care of your stuff. Nice, consistent laps. We don't need anything perfect out of you. We don't need you to overdrive this car and get up into the wall or something off turn 2 and affect the handling of the car to where you fall back with the 98. Just stay inside the top 5, and this points lead is going to be yours. And McDowell does know that. Obviously, the champion of last season knows how to get it done in terms of winning the championship, getting to the points lead. So now, surprise me if Adam McDowell, if he ends up winning this championship again for the second season in a row. Getting caught behind lap traffic as the 99 Jacob Davison falling back to the clutches of the 1 of Anthony Hernandez. He's going to try and jump down from him. They're right now 9th and 10th on the racetrack. Shones 11th, Roman Fenway 12th. William Bowen 13th. Greg Torres 14th. Cole Luigi 15th. So a lot of chasers here under a blanket. The 33, the 7, the 81, the 07, and just ahead of them are the 88 of Eli Bright, who's trying to battle right now for 5th with Jay Jefferson. And then the battle for 4th right here is you have Ryan Brommer holding off Derek Hamill. Hamill just behind 20 to go here at Rockingham. Hamill looking to the inside to turn 1. And these tires are very worn out. You can see right now the speed drop off. 1.5 seconds just about for these drivers. So they have to be thinking about, if we have to come down pit road, when do you do it? Do you do it first or do you do it last? Do you want tires earlier in the run or do you want tires later in the run? McDowell trying to use some different lanes here. It might be working. He's gained just a little bit on the 38. That time he gained a 10th. It was just 6/10 last lap. Now it's down to 0.5 seconds using a higher lane through the corners. Maybe there's more grip up the racetrack. Brommer's in the wall in the 49. Hamill going to get by him for 4th. And it's interesting seeing these different lanes. Look at Greg Lee to the inside of Adam McDowell. They're going to race side by side, going to slow each other down the front stretch. Lee has the second position at the start-finish line. The gap stayed pretty constant, still about 0.5 seconds. But Lee's clear in second. Can he run down the 38 of George Cooper? McDowell back to third, but once again, his nearest chaser is the 88 of Eli Bright, who's right now behind many drivers trying to get around Ryan Brommer to get himself inside the top 5. This is for 5th on the racetrack. In the front, they've really pulled a gap. Then 4th place, Derek Campbell's in a whirl of his own. Then 5th on back are in a cluster. And Eli to the inside. Brommer now, the 49 falling off. Maybe he wore stuff out. And Eli to the top 5. The 88 has been on a roll the past few chase races. He started out the chase with 4 horrible finishes. And now here he is with 3 so far in a row great finishes. It could be a 4th great finish in a row for that 88. Coming to 16 to go. The number 12 of Greg Lee gaining. This number 12 is no stranger to victory lane here at Rockingham in the Target Series. Won a few seasons ago with Marcus Sauchi behind the wheel. Now it's Greg Lee behind the wheel. And closing in on the 38 of George Cooper. McDowell backed off down the straightaway and lose some ground. Jay Jefferson in the wall, the 05. Up the racetrack for the 12. That means the 38 must be coming down pit road this time. Cooper will yield. McDowell will yield as well. The 12 stays on the racetrack. We have a few cars staying out, some strategy. Some cars came down way early. And will they have the tires now? Like Trey Rainey and the others. Greg Lee stayed on the racetrack, trying to maybe put these guys a lap down, hoping for a caution or something along those lines. Coming to 14 to go. When will Lee hit pit road on the 12? It's going to have to be this time. Look at him slow and coming down. Already very slow. The 12 will hit pit road. Lee in trying to get that fresh rubber. E-lap right will come in as well. Jay Jefferson, the 05 following. Here comes Roman Fenway. Kukulon staying out another lap. The 18, Jake Galloway. These are drivers that need. Kukulon needs a great point today. Jake Galloway just wants a win. Try something different. Do not do what the leaders do, and that's what Kukulon's doing. He wants a caution to come out right now. He will stay on the racetrack, lap these drivers, and be in a good position. Right now, it's he and the 18 that stayed out on the racetrack. I believe they may be the only two that have done so. Kukulon still up the racetrack. He's going to stay out another lap. Galloway and the 18 as well. They have 13 laps to go, hoping for a caution flag, hoping for something along the lines of that. Now, did they possibly come down under that first caution? It's the question. Galloway to the wall. The 18, he'll drop back big time with some pretty heavy damage. Now Kukulon is going to be forced down to the left because the 01 comes up pit road. Kukulon cuts across his nose. The 6 will come down this time. So Kukulon into the pits. A few laps after our race leaders. Jake Galloway as well will hit the pits. So who does that leave us with? It leaves us with Ryan Brommer in the lead. Adam McDowell in second. Greg Lee, lap fresher tires in third. That's what it should be as of now. They do have damaged cars that possibly come down the pit lane under that first yellow flag, who are trying to hope for a caution to stay out here and get some positions. Brommer will get around the 87. That's not a position, but up ahead he has the 38 George Cooper. Then the 40 will come down pit road. The 10 is ahead. So right now as it cycles through, it's George Cooper at the lead. Ryan Brommer in second. Adam McDowell third. Greg Lee should be fourth as it cycles through. They have 11 to go next time by. George Cooper, the 38, out in front. And can anyone run him down? Right now, the 49, the closest to him, the 16 further back, the 12 further back. William Bowen, a great pit stop, moves him up a few positions. Remember, he came down pit road earlier than anyone. Burrow, there's Cole Luigi inside the top 10. Levi Schoen, could be some good point saves for these drivers. Eli Price falling out with how long he stayed on the racetrack. Is that the yellow lights? That is! Yellow flag is in the air! There may have been a crash in 3-4, maybe Max Anderson, because he's up against the wall slow. This will change everything. Because we're going to have a restart with under 10 to go. We're coming to 10 to go this time by. It's going to be Cooper at the race lead. Can Brommer get to Oliver Galloway so that there's not a car between he and second place? So Cooper's got a lap car between he and second. Ryan Brommer, yellow flag is in the air. And it may have been for points there, Max Anderson. He's right now 31st. He was up against the wall in 3 and 4, and that's where we saw the smoke. Is there trouble for points there, Max Anderson? As the championship run disassembled itself. Let's see the reason for caution 2 coming out late in this race and shaking it up drastically. This wreck did involve the 98 Max Harrison running in the mid-20s, about halfway up the field. And right here, the 6 coming off pit road, Sebastian Kukulon trying to get up in front of Buford. They make slight contact, 62 into the 98. And the 98 has nowhere to go and just hits the 62. Around goes Max Harrison. There's not a ton of damage, but look at all the ground he loses. Petrus goes on around. Look at all these cars that are going around the 98, and that was a point with Landon Lyons passing him. So Max Anderson loses a ton of time to drivers on the racetrack, and now he has a restart to try and make up any ground he can, but the question is how many points are ahead of him. The 6 right there is going to be a lot further ahead. Where's the next point? It's going to be the 60 of Landon Lyons right there. As right now the only point I deem reasonable to run down. So Max Anderson got a tall task ahead of him to try and get any point he can on this restart. Did Evan Hunter beam back? He did. The 01 back in front of him. So that's another position behind. Max Anderson on restart 31st with our race leader George Cooper. The 30 has dominated this latter part of the race. Now can he hold on for Ryan Brommer, Adam McDowell, and Greg Lee to win the Toyota 300 here at Rockingham? We'll come back at the green flag. 38 car out front here at Rockingham. 6 laps to go on the restart. George Cooper in the 38 is our racer, and he has a lap crunch between he and second place, Ryan Brommer. So no cars out from that crash, but we do have some cars a lap down, like the 22, the 40, the 11, 32, 87, and 10. 35 cars are on the lead lap here at Rockingham, and Michael Canto is a chaser in 34th. Can he somehow get to Max Anderson and gain a point off that 98? Adam McDowell right now in the position to take over the point lead, but like we saw in the Gary Cup Series Texas race, nothing is set in stone to the end. So out in front we have George Cooper, the 38. Behind him in second is Ryan Brummer. Highest chaser is Emmett down third. Then Greg Lee fourth. And fifth place is next chaser William Boland. Can Boland gain a ton of points here today and possibly be in position taking the points lead? Then Cole Luigi seventh is our next chaser. From starting in the 30s on the outside to right now top 10, Levi Jones, Jay Jefferson, Derek Campbell, and 6th we skipped him, Marshall Burrell, the A9. Restart, 6 to go at Rockingham. Green flag back in the air. 10 off the racetrack is going to give the inside of the 49 turn. Well, looks like he will. That's a smart move there by Galway. Get out of the way. Do not impact the outcome of this race. Brower with the run through 1 and 2. Look into the inside. Side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Into the wall back there. 20 down to the 11. Around they go. Yellow flag coming to 5 going. We'll have another restart. It's going to be Brower back in front of her. George Cooper. Now looking for third. Can Lee get to McDowell? Lee gets third. And we will have another restart. Yellow flag in the air. They're wrecked. And with 5 to go, that means we were going to have a 1-lap shootout. And it looked like it was Wells down to the 11. And chaos ensues. The number 20, Mathis Wells. Involved, looked like they were 4 wide coming off turn 2. And they hit hard. Wells was trying to get around the slow car vantage sharp wall. Jumped up too high and got into the wall. Jumped the cushion. And right here, into the wall, comes off the corner, down to anti sharp block, gets down the 11, Mitchell Collins. The 20 goes around, the 20 goes around. Roman Fenway, the 07 has to stop, and that's a ton of points. He loses 32 hits right there, so he goes around hard to the inside wall for him. The 11, the 20, the yellow comes out for a 3-car spin down the backstretch. And once again, that was with 5 to go, so we will have a 1-lap shootout between Ryan Brommer and George Cooper here at Rockingham. Brommer did not want to see that. He was looking like he was going to pull away. Cooper wanted to see that. That's exactly what he wanted. He's now given another shot to get to that 49. So it's Ryan Brommer out in front as they stay on the racetrack. 1-lap shootout here at Rockingham. Can Brommer hold on over George Cooper, or can third place on back somehow mount a charge to get around the lap car of the 10, then get around those two? 1 lap to go will be just over a mile here at Rockingham. Coming back to the green flag. It'll be the green and the white together. 1 lap to go here in the Toyota 300 at Rockingham. Same cars, a lap down, stuff like that. The big story of Ryan Brommer, the 49, trying to win this race over George Cooper, the 1 second. And they have a lap car between they and third place, Greg Lee. So this might help the 38 out. Lee in third. And McDowell trying to stay ahead of the A1 William Boland. 4th and 5th, that would be for a point. Marshall Burrell 6th. Cole Luigi 7th, trying to stay ahead. He does a lap car between he and 8th place, Jay Jefferson. Levi Jones 9th. Derek Campbell 10th. Eli Brett, the next chaser, 11th. And then you go back 7th. The 7 is 14th next chaser. Pace car in. 1-lap shootout. 49 versus 38. Who gets the victory lane at Rockingham? Green flag back in the air. 1 lap to go. Brommer, the 49, got away from George Cooper. That might be all she wrote to turn 1. Brommer keeps it in line. 38 having the challenge with the 10 behind. Backstretch for the final time. Ryan Brommer pulling away. Got by George Cooper on the restart with 6 to go. They go through 3 and 4. Brommer at the racetrack, 38 behind, trying to hold the 12. Ryan Brommer comes up the corner. He'll win the Toyota 300 at Rockingham. Lee steals second at the end. Ryan Brommer, great restart with 6 to go. Gets him out front, and it's what he needed to win here at Rockingham in the Toyota 300. Looked like Lee did grab. McDowell just stay ahead. William Boland almost fell behind Cole Luigi at the end. So craziness on the final restart. McDowell in position to take the points lead, and other drivers in position to try and steal some spots. But it's Ryan Brommer, the non-chaser, winning here today, as we will go check the finishing results. Here we are for the finishing results from the Toyota 300 here at the Rockingham Speedway. 3 caution flags for 12 laps and 6 lead changes. 5 different drivers leading laps in this race. It was Ryan Brommer the one to get to victory lane, leading 17 of the 45 laps, with Greg Lee the 1 second. George Cooper 21 laps led the most of anyone, ends up third after being slower on those final restarts. I would say lousy on those final restarts. And McDowell, the big winner here today, 4th place finish for him. Highest chase finish. He's now our new points leader with 2 races left in the season. Behind him in 5th, William Boland, a great points day for him as well. Then we look at 6th, Marshall Burrell, Cole Luigi, good points day for him in 7th. Jay Jefferson 8th, Levi Jones 9th, and Eli Bright. Once again, that 88 crew putting together these last 4 races perfectly. If the first 4 races are just like this, Eli would be in a position to take the points lead or win this championship. As look at the top 20. So a lot of chasers did finish pretty well today. And McDowell, the 16, William Boland, the 81, Cole Luigi, along with Eli Bright, that's 4 inside the top 10. Greg Torres in 12th. You look at Kukulon in 14th. Actually, those tires may have worked out for the 6 tires later. That yellow actually saving him, bunching the field back together, gained a good amount of positions there. So about 7 chasers inside the top 14. As we look down now, 21st to 40th. Jake Atwood, there's Ryan Taylor, mediocre day for him, and definitely hurts him. In the points, if he was just a little bit higher, maybe could be closer to McDowell's points. And then you look at Fenway 25th, Lyons 26th, and they're going to Max Anderson from the pole. Looks like it was going to be a great day for him. He falls to 31st in the finishing positions, and no longer the points. It's still within range, but it is a good ways back. 35 cars on the lead lap at the end, and 41 were running. Only car out, Danny Lloyd from the crash. At the right side are the point standings, and Adam McDowell, just like he did last season, in control of the points lead, has a 7-point gap over Max Anderson in second, 8 points over Ryan Taylor in third, and 11 points back is William Bolin, who I believe is now the 4th place man in points. Bolin's still within a race, so right now it's a 4-man race for the championship. And then the next highest, I believe, would be the 7 of Greg Torres, who's 1 point ahead of the 24 and the 88, and then the 33 there as well. So, I mean, right now this is Adam McDowell's championship to lose. He has 2 races left still, so 7 points isn't that much. You can gain 22 points in 2 races, a max of that. So, I mean, 7 points doesn't look like much. That's about a third. So, we'll see how it goes for these final 2 races, Atlanta and Homestead. The penultimate race of the Target Series season heads to Georgia. The Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Georgia 300. I will see you guys then.